Good morning, Elasmere boys. Today we will start the last section of the chapter Water Resources, where we will start with the need for conservation of water. If the present trend of water requirement and it is the wastage continues, then a large water shortage problem will arrive very soon. The water quality refers to the purity of water. Most of our surface waters are polluted by foreign matters. Our rivers carry industrial waste, municipal sewage, residual of chemical fertilizers, etc., making it unfit for human consumption. Industries are also responsible for water pollution, as we know it. The indiscriminate use of chemical fertilizers, pesticides, insecticides to increase farm production has led to increasing groundwater pollution. Water bodies have also become contaminated with chemicals. Conservation of water resources has become essential due to short supply, increased demand, large scale of population, and uneven distribution over the country. These steps necessary for conservation of water resources are: number 1, developing water saving technologies; number 2, preventing pollution of water. The Central Pollution Control Board is working with the state pollution control boards, monitoring the quality of the water resources. According to them, organic and bacterial contamination is major cause of pollution of river waters. The Yamuna has been identified the most polluted river in the country between Delhi and Etawah. Groundwater is also polluted by toxic materials like fluoride and nitrates at different parts of country. The government has made legalistic provisions for preventing water pollution, like Act of 1974 related to Water and Environment Protection Act in 1986, the Water Says Act in 1977. However, since this legislation have not been very effective, it has become imperative to generate public awareness about the importance of water and its impact on the pollution. We can recycle and reuse the water. The availability of fresh water can be improved by recycling and reusing it. Water of inferior quality can be used for firefighting and cooling. In urban areas, water after washing cars can be used for gardening. In this way, valuable drinking water can be conserved. Let's look at watershed management or watershed development. It is an important method to conserve water resources, increasing agricultural development and stop environmental degradation. It helps to improve the living standard of the people. Tank, pond, dams, and other structures have been constructed for water harvesting. Various other methods have been taken to harvest water for the common man. Tamil Nadu is one of the states which has made it mandatory for every building to harvest water. Rainwater harvesting is a basic rainwater catching the water which is falling. It is also a technique of recharging the underground water. There are basically two main techniques of rainwater harvesting. One is storage for future use, another is recharge into the grounds. There are some objectives of rainwater harvesting. Number 1, meet the increasing demand for future. Number 2, avoid flooding of roads. Number 3, raise the groundwater table by adding to the groundwater reserves. Number 4, improve the quality of groundwater. Number 5, reduce of soil erosion. Apart from that, supplement of household requirements of water during hot summers to improve the surface runoff, and other points like reducing groundwater pollution is also the main objectives of rainwater harvesting. Water can be collected either from rooftop or from the ground, or a combination of both. Rainwater harvesting system can vary widely in scope and complexity. It can be the simple collection of rainwater from the rooftop of a house for use in gardening, or collecting from a large school campus for use in toilets or recharge into the grounds. There are several methods present for rainwater harvesting. Among them, the first one we will see is construction of potholes. We can harvest water in small ditches constructed in 3 areas where there is not much underground water. These ditches can be constructed 1 to 2 meter wide and 2 to 3 meter deep and filled with rubbles and sand. Rainwater can easily percolate through this. The next ways is groundwater dams. Groundwater dams are the structures that intercept or obstruct the natural flow of groundwater and providing storage for water underground. They have been used in several parts of world, notably in India, Africa and Brazil. Their use in the areas where flows of groundwater vary considerably during the course of the year, from very high flows flowing rain to negligible flows during the dry season. The basic principle of groundwater dam is that the water stored underground. The main advantage of water storage in the underground or groundwater dam is evaporation losses are much less. Apart from that, preserving lakes, ponds and tanks in the urban areas, as urban areas face waterlogging situation due to torrential rain, it is therefore crucial to channelize and hold rainwater in such areas. Lakes, ponds, tanks which are built to hold water must need to be protected. Johad is basically a crescent-shaped bund which is built across a sloping catchment to capture the surface runoff. Water accumulating in the Johad percolates the soil to augment the groundwater. The groundwater then can be used when there is no rainfall. A Johad is traditionally been used in Rajasthan for harvesting water. A Johad is planned to be constructed near Mughal Gardens at Rashtrapati Bhavan in New Delhi. The next section we will have the method of rainwater harvesting is through ferro cement tanks. Generally, in small domestic system, the cost of constructing tanks with conventional materials such as Mansory is far more than that of the rainwater collection and piping component. So, ferro cement consists of a thin sheet of cement mortar which is reinforced with a cage made of wire mesh and steel bar. Ferro cement can provide a low cost and easy to build solution to the need for low cost containers. This technology is particularly relevant in regions like Meghalaya, Arunachal Pradesh, Kerala, which have a high frequency of rainfall. There are some benefits of rainwater harvesting. Let's look at them. The first benefit we will get to see is rainwater recharged into the ground would have a positive impact on the groundwater quality. It would also stop the decline in groundwater levels. Number 2, it would bring down consumer utility bills, and this is of great value especially to institutions which spend considerable amount of money on water. Number 3, rainwater is fresh water, which makes it favorable for use in a variety of applications in homes, institutions, and commercial establishment and industry. If stored for future use, rainwater function as a useful supplementary supply, thus reducing the stress on public water supply sources. Number 4, in coastal areas where the excessive groundwater extraction, recharge of rainwater into the ground would prevent the seawater ingress into freshwater aquifers. Number 5, urban flooding can be controlled if the residents of a city harvest rainwater from their rooftop for future use or take steps effectively recharge of groundwater within their premises. Apart from that, using harvested rainwater reduces water demand from the public water supply, which in turn reduces energy consumption in the water distribution network. So these are the total topic related to water resources, and I hope in this pandemic situation all of you will stay safe. Thank you. We will move on to the next chapter in the next video.